Well, no, Kevin, thanks very much for your time. Just finished training here at Harlequins, but it's the Rugby Championship we wanted to get your views on. And, well, there's a side there that have finally got a win on the board at last. What are your thoughts on perhaps the decline of the Wallabies and how long it'll take new coach Ewan McKenzie to put his stamp on things, if indeed his style is to win Test Rugby based on, how things were at the Reds?
Yeah, there's a lot of pressure on the Wallabies at the moment. Been listening to what Michael Lynden's been talking about and the pressure from the Wallaby press. The Dean's reign actually hasn't been looking too bad if you go back and see what he achieved with the Australian rugby. But I think the big thing is, everyone expected the Reds kind of form and the Aussies to play like the Reds. But what you got to remember is he doesn't have the Reds team there. They've got a smorgasbord, I guess, of like different guys coming from all different teams, and people kind of forget that. And it's not easy to bring all those guys together and then suddenly throw a game plan that's foreign to maybe a lot of them. I can't see the Brumbies playing like the Reds, and there's a few other Brumby guys in there. So he is under a lot of pressure, but for me, the biggest thing is they just seem to be lost of ideas when the pressure comes on or when they're going backwards. Every team, and including the Australians, it's all bells and whistles going forward. But when the pressure's on and you're going backwards, you need to have that game plan up your sleeve and in the minds of, okay, how do we change our momentum? How do we get our momentum going forward from when it was going backwards? And do
you think it's a bit of a lack of trust in each other?
I'm not sure if it's less of trust. You've got a lot of guys there that have played together for a while now, and I think they don't seem to be seeing the same thing on the field as maybe the insides are seeing one thing and the outsides are seeing another, and they don't seem to be on the same wavelength. And I think if you look at the two teams that are faring well, the Springboks and the All Blacks, they do seem to be on the same page. They're all clued in on what the game plan is and what they want to achieve in every area around the field. And to me, it just seems the Australians seem to be a divided kind of unit at the moment. And as I said, lost of ideas when the pressure comes on.
Yes, indeed. Well, let's just have a look at Argentina. Aside from one heavy defeat to the Springboks, they've fared quite well this year. They're always pretty strong at home. They're proving to be worthy of their place in the championship. How long before they spring a big upset?
Yeah, I think after the hiding they got from the Springboks in that first game, they have competed well. And the big thing for the Argentinians is physicality. That's the one thing that they do bring in spades. And the last three games they've done that. Probably should have got the result in Australia. Really pushed the All Blacks well. I thought they played really well. For me, the big loss for them, and I know it's going to be a bit of a talking point, people might not agree with me, but Gonzo Camacho, he's a big loss for them. I remember he played here and played for Exeter, but he's the guy that really got them over the game line and got that spark, and when they needed that go forward, he seemed to pop off his wing and really get that go forward, and he's out now. So
showed the other backs how to play.
He did. They've got a lot of old guys there and spattered with a few young guys, but he was the guy that really stepped up and got them on the front foot, and he's going to be a big loss for them. I think he's injured his shoulder, so hopefully I think when they get back to Argentina, they're a tough team to beat at home. It's a long way to go for especially the All Blacks. I think they've got them next, and it is a struggle, so you've got to be on your money, and if your scrum's not right, and if your line-out's not right, it's going to be a long day at the office.
Yeah, well, let's just quickly talk about your boys, the All Blacks. Rising injury toll after another physically demanding battle against the Springboks. Sam Cane and Bowden Barrett, are they guys that can carry them to another title?
Yeah, they were dropping like flies, weren't they? It was a very physical game, but a lot of people thought that the Springboks might go over and do a job, but I think...
Not helped by the referee,
Not helped by the referee, of course not. Yeah, we won't talk about the referees, but look, I think what they proved is they've got a lot of strength and depth, even with Cruden out. I thought Cruden played well in the first couple of tests when Carter was out, and Bowden Barrett was brilliant when he came on. He slipped in, and the All Blacks didn't miss a gear or miss a beat, so that was a good thing. Richie's going to be a big loss. Not so much, I think, player to player, likeness. I think Sam Cane will do the job, but for his leadership and being the presence around the field, he's going to be a big loss. And I expect a guy like Kieran Reid, which he always does, step up. So he will have to continue that and step up. Again, if the forwards front up for the All Blacks, the backs will have a field day.
There you go, and they're unbeaten in the competition. So do you think they are actually beatable, and if so, in what areas?
No, of course I'm going to say that, but no, they are beatable. There's two things. You've got to get them at them at set piece. I don't think their line out's as good as it has been or can be. Their scrum is good, but if you do put the pressure on it and do put the pressure on that 8-9 combination, you can get a lot of mileage out there. And the one thing you can't give the All Blacks is free ball. You've got to kick accurately, either contest or get the ball off the park, and you can't do unforced errors. I think you go back and look at the Australian games, they gave the ball away too easy, they kicked poorly, and unstructured attack for the All Blacks is like candy. They gobble it up, and I think they've shown that they're the best at counter-attacks and things, so you just can't give them the ball, you've got to hold on to position.
Just a couple of quick ones from the Rugby Championship, away from that, 2 years to go until the Rugby World Cup in England and Wales. How do you see the home nations doing, and do you think the All Blacks will be there to defend the title, and can they be beaten?
Yeah, of course New Zealand will be there. I think first and foremost, I think this Autumn Internationals coming out, Autumn Internationals, this is going to be good. I think the All Blacks are going to be, going to bring a strong team. They're going to look to right that wrong result that they had last time they were here. So I'd imagine they're going to set a marker for the next World Cup when they come up.
But news just breaking that you might not have heard Manu Tuilagi's going to be out for England.
Yeah. I mean, that's a big loss. He's a big go forward for them. But look, I think England's in a good shape. I think Lancaster's done a good job. He's broken the mould of the old English style and picked young players on form, which is fantastic. It's given a lot of young guys an incentive to play well, and if they do play well, he picks them. So that's great for English rugby. And 2 years out, I think they're in a good place. Wales look strong. Was it the Welsh that beat the Australians and the Lions? They look a good side as well, and I think those two will be the big hope for the home nations.
So, a couple of predictions then: South Africa, Australia, Argentina, New Zealand.
I think New Zealand will beat Argentina. It'll be a tough test, but I think New Zealand will have too much. Argentina just can't hold on to the ball for a sustained amount of time, and New Zealand will pounce when they give it away. South Africa, Australia, I think it's in South Africa if I'm wrong, but it's in South Africa. I'd imagine South Africa to get back on the horse and dominate that. The Wallabies probably just have to scrap this year and prepare for the next one, I think.